guys, it's Tina. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a professional makeup artist and today I'm going to be creating this look for you guys that you see on the screen. It's a flirty, flary lash, cat eye, very soft eyeliner, and I hope you like it. Can we just skip the part where I'm talking about the fact that I've been MIA for a year again? Let's just ignore that. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything you want to tell me, ask me. Just leave it in the comments. Let's chat there. Just ignore that. I feel like I've been giving excuses and explanations in the past few videos about that, but it's basically life. You know, life happens. I'm busy. YouTube is not my full time, so it's just I don't always have time for that. But yeah, I'm here now. That's what matters. Nobody cares about anything else, so let's jump right into the tutorial. I'll start by priming my lid with the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Primer. I'm just gonna put that all over my lid using my finger. Just got a new one yesterday. It's always fun to use a new one. So today I'm going to be using the ColourPop Your Golden eyeshadow palette. But as I always say on my videos, you really don't have to use the same exact eyeshadows that I'm using. Just take it as a reference and try to use something similar that you have in your collection. For my transition shade, I'm going to be using the Secret Spot color, which is right here. It's like a warm tone brown. And on a fluffy blending brush like the Sigma E25, I'm going to be taking that and applying that in windshield wiper motions onto my crease area, just going back and forth. And I'm going to go all the way to this inner pocket, right where my inner corner of my eyebrow meets the bridge of my nose, and then all the way out and swipe it upwards. If you have droopy eyes like mine, you really want to make sure to not pass an imaginary line that connects the outer corner of your eye with the outer edge of your eyebrow. So just keep the whole color and shading right up here and don't move downwards because that's just going to emphasize the droopiness of your eye. So just make sure to go right up here, like so. And then I'm going to be taking the same color on a more precise brush, like a crease brush. This is the Sigma E45. And with that same color, I'm going to be taking it a little bit under my lower lash line, but keep it a little bit further away from the actual lash line. That is going to open up the eye, make it look a little bigger. And we're going to use a different color right close to the lash line, like up against it. So I'm keeping it a little lower and just kind of blending it out, fluffing it out. Don't re-dip too many times. You want it to be pretty soft and not look like a bruised eye. Then closer to the lash line, I'm going to be taking a really small, tiny, precise brush. This is the Sigma E21. And PCH, which is this really light cream tone color right here. And I'm going to be taking that really close up against the lash line. So right above where we apply that other shade. And this is a technique that they use a lot in Japan actually to make the eye look a little bit more puffy-like. That creates that really cutesy effect. That's what we're going for right here. And while I'm at it with that same shade, I'm going to take a flat brush like the Sigma E55 and with that same PCH shade, just apply a little bit under my eyebrow to highlight a little bit and create that separation between the eyebrow and my transition shade. And then with the same precise crease brush E45, I'm going to take a little bit of a darker shade for my outer corner. I'm going to take a cool tone brown this time. This is Private Beach, which looks like this. Whoop, not focusing, but you got the idea of the color. I think you saw it. It's going on. Focus. Thank you. And I'm going to be taking that on the very outer corner of my eye. So I'm taking it a little bit into the crease, but only halfway on this outer edge and a little bit over the lash line and kind of in between in this outer V area. And once again, sweeping it outwards to lift up the eye a little bit more. Then if you have a droopy or downturned or even hooded eye, you want to always make sure to, in between the blending of your shades, to open your eye and look straight forward to the mirror with your eye open and see where you need the shade to be a little better, because normally when your eyes closed and you're looking down into the mirror, it's gonna look different than when your eyes open, because that's where the hood comes into place and kind of like closes up the lid a little bit, and that's where your eye, the droopiness of your eye comes into play. So make sure to open your eye and then just add a little more shade if you need on this upper outer corner to lift it up. All right, now for the very inner corner, to add a little bit of a spark and open up the eye a little more, I'm going to use One Way, which is this very light golden shade right here. With the E21 again, I'm gonna put a little bit right under the tear duct and a little bit on top. And then with whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to be blending it inwards into the eyelid. Just like that. Now, all over the eye, should have probably done a little bit earlier, but that's okay. You can do it either way. I'm going to take Hidden Gem, which is kind of like my skin tone shade. So you want to take something that's pretty close to your actual natural eyelid color. You could leave it like that without any eyeshadow on it, but this is just to add a little something. Just going to apply it all over the lid and blend it on this outer corner with the darker shade and on the inner corner with the lighter golden shade. Kind of make them meet together. For my really smoky, soft eyeliner, I'm going to be using a pencil liner. You want to take something that glides on pretty easily, something that's very smooth and soft. I'm going to be using the Galactic Longwear Gel Eyeliner in Pure Black right here. And first I'm going to do 2 coats of that actually. The first coat we're going to be blending out to make it look smoky like that. And then another coat using a more precise brush to emphasize the eyeliner and create that wing. So you'll see what I mean. I'm going to take it straight from the pencil the first time, and I'm using it from the center of my upper lash line, very close to the lash line, going outwards. And as I go outwards, I'm going to be thickening it a little more at a time. Just making it thicker and thicker as I go out, but not too thick, because we are going to be smudging it a little bit in a second. I'm not creating any wing, but I'm just focusing a lot of the product on the very outer corner so that I have something to work with once I do blend it out and smudge it, just like that. And then with a very dense pencil brush like the MAC 219, I know a lot of brands that have pencil brushes, but most of them are pretty soft and they're better for like crease area, not so much for smudging. So the MAC 219 is by far the most precise, like dense brush that I found. And I think that even the original big one that they have is a little softer than this one. This one just came, it's like a mini one that came in one of the holiday collections. If you know a really good precise pencil brush, let me know in the comments below. But in the meantime, I'm gonna use this one. And I'm going to be taking my eye and taking it really gently, you don't want to pull too hard, and go back and forth and smudge that eyeliner on the outer corner, and then slowly, gradually go inwards and smudge that as well, but not too much. Try to keep it as close to the lash line as possible to not get like a blob of black color. And then outwards, and on this outer corner, with whatever is left in the brush, I'm going to be just smearing it outwards. At this point, I just left my finger. I'm just letting it do whatever it does and smudge it outwards. Then I like to take it upwards a little bit too, right from the base of the lash line where we have most of the product, and upwards. And you can see that that creates a very, very soft eyeliner effect. Now to soften it even more, not make it look as black, I'm going to take the darkest brown that I have in this palette. Why is it not focusing again? So I'm gonna take Cover Up, this really dark brown. You can use any dark brown that you have. And with the E45 again, I'm gonna take just a little bit on the very tip of my brush, top off any excess, and take that right on top of that liner and blend it upwards a little bit. and outwards. That's going to soften it and blend the outer edges even more to make it look more like a shadow rather than an eyeliner. And now for the second part of the eyeliner, I'm going to be using a very, very thin, small, precise winged liner brush. This is a Sigma E06. I'm going to be linking all the products that I'm using below in case you're interested. And I'm going to be taking that right straight from the pencil, smudge it on the pencil, and then go with that brush to be a little more precise and more thin, right on top of where we applied the liner initially. But this time we're not going to be smudging it. Just gonna leave it on the very root of the lash and then wing it slightly on the outer corner. And remember to stop and open your eye and look straight to the mirror to see the angle that you want to take. Because if you have a droopy eye with your closed eye or looking downwards, you might think that going straight is gonna make it look winged, but then when you open up your eye, it's actually going to go downwards. So make sure to do that. I do have a video on how to create a winged liner for droopy eyes. But this is basically it. And now to sharpen this outer edge a little bit, I'm going to take the flat E55 brush again and PCH, which is the same color we used under the lower lash line and on the brow bone. And I'm going to take a little bit of that right under this wing like this to clean up anything underneath and brighten it. And that way create a more sharp line without using a tape or anything while applying the eyeliner. All right, so now I'm just going to be curling my lashes to create that really open, wispy, flirty look. And apply my mascara. I'm gonna be using the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. This is hands down one of my favorite drugstore mascaras. Well, it's hands down one of my favorite mascaras of all times. And it happens to be a drugstore mascara, which is also very affordable, so that's awesome. It's a really good dupe for Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Makes your lashes look very feathery if that's the look you're going for. If you happen to get a little smudge on your eye while applying mascara, I do have a video on how to remove mascara smudges from your eyelid without ruining your makeup. So make sure to check that video right after you're done with that. It's short and sweet and it's gonna save your life. So for this look, I'm not applying any mascara on my bottom lashes. I'm going to only keep it on the top lashes. And now I'm going to be applying some falsies on top of that. I'm using the Eylure 3/4 length, which is awesome because normally I do cut my eyelashes, my false lashes to like a half, and I'm only using the outer corner because that creates that really cat eye wispy look, especially for my droopy eyes. It looks really good, and I don't like the heaviness on the inner corner of the eye. Also, I feel like it's always poking me, or maybe I have like smaller, narrow eyes, I don't know. But I always cut my lashes, so it's awesome that these are 3/4 length to begin with. And I'm using the number 11 Light and Wispy, which looks like this. You can see they go more flare and wispy on the outer corner. And I'm just going to apply that. So I'm binding the lashes together with my natural ones, and then I'm gonna wait for the glue to dry a little bit, and I'm gonna go over with this really tiny brush with a little bit of black pencil right on top of the lash band to conceal any glue residues, which this really tiny brush is perfect for that. For this look, I want the focus to go on the eyes, so I'm going to use a really like muted blush. This is in Milani number 14 Petal Primavera, and it has a little bit of a sheen to it, which is great now for spring, but it's also not that, it's not too pink, it's not too peach, it's pretty muted. I'm going to be using that on the outer portion of my cheek. I'm using the Sigma F40 blush brush. Just a little bit. And then for highlight, I'm going to use a little bit of a very muted highlighter as well. This is the diffused light, the ambient lighting powder from Hourglass. And I'm going to be using the F03 Sigma highlighter brush. A little bit of that, which is also not too shimmery, but it still adds that little glow. I'm going to add that to my cheekbones. You can see it creates a very natural kind of glow from within glow without adding too much sparkle or sheen or glitter or anything like that. And then the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, and the cupid's bow. All right, now for my lips, also keeping it pretty neutral, I'm going to use the Milani Nude Entrance lip liner first to outline my lips. I'm going to feather it in a little bit on the inner corners, outer corners, I mean. And I'm going to top that with the Maybelline Superstay ink crayon in Trust Your Gut, which is a pretty nude neutral shade as well. It's pretty close to my natural lip color. My lips are super dry right now. That is it for this look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you will try it out. Let me know if you did. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything you want to ask me, tell me, suggest any suggestions or proposals for future videos to come. I need ideas. Please leave it in the comments below. All the products I've used today are going to be in the description box of this video, along with some other little perks and stuff that you can get. So make sure to check the description box always, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.